QUTV Sports This Week. I'm Conerly.
And I'm Shane Hulsey. The first Sunday of the 2020 NFL regular season is officially in the rearview mirror.
And messages promoting social justice were at the forefront. The Las Vegas Raiders and the Carolina Panthers wore t-shirts and helmets with social justice messages on them. These messages included end racism, stop hate, it takes all of us, and Black Lives Matter. In New England, it takes all of us and end racism were painted in the back of each end zone. Players on both teams wore messages and those affected by systemic racism in the United States. In Minneapolis, the Vikings hosted the family of George Floyd. The team also silenced their Gauner horn in honor of Floyd and others who have been silenced because of racism. Players stood with linked arms during a moment of silence. During the opening kickoff in Atlanta, every Seahawks and Falcons player on the field kneeled following the kick. Quarterbacks Russell Wilson and Matt Ryan initiated the kneeling. This is an action taken in the pursuit of justice, equality, and love.
The fight for social justice is not just being fought in the NFL. One of the world's biggest tennis stars, Naomi Osaka, has been one of the sports figures at the forefront of the battle against racial injustice. Throughout the U.S. Open, Osaka wore masks bearing the names of the victims of racial injustice. In Saturday's U.S. Open final, Osaka dropped the first set.
For me, I chose those names because some of them were very recent. Some of them I felt needed more attention, and I don't know, I feel like there are stories that needed to be told, and for me personally, some of those stories affected me a lot. So.
In what way would you say they affected you?
I mean, of course, everyone's really sad reading into it. For me, I think the one that most affected me was Trayvon Martin, because I was young when that happened, and I just remember it shaping a little bit the way that I think, shaping my fears sometimes. So.
Your campaign has really got people talking, and I know that some of the parents of these victims have expressed their gratitude to you for what you've been doing. How does it feel to make such an impact with something that is so important, societal justice?
For me, I wasn't really, I don't know, I wasn't really aware of the scale that things would get. For me, I just felt like it was important to hopefully use my platform for something good. I wasn't sure, that the reach it would get, but I just felt like while I'm here, while for some reason there's a TV camera on me, I might as well use it to the best of my ability.
Earlier this year, Naomi, you told CNN that you were done with being shy. Now that you're speaking up and now that you're harnessing your platform, how loud do you think you can be?
I don't want to be loud, actually. I want people to think about what I said. So for me, honestly, if someone has a genuine curiosity over the things that I say, that's better than me being loud and abrasive and trying to force my opinion on them. So I think a discussion is better.
You're going to look back on all of your victories with a lot of fondness, I would imagine, and who knows how many more there are going to be. But what do you think your abiding memory of 2020 will be when you look back on everything that's happened this year?
Honestly, I just think I hope I matured as a person. I hope that is my greatest memory, because for me, it's really been a challenge. And I think this tournament sort of shows my growth.
You now have played in 3 major finals, and you've won them all, and you're really starting to dominate your sport. So what goals have you set for yourself next?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, every tournament that I play, I want to win. I'm sure that, that can't be possible. So just growing my game, improving as a person, and then staying very positive.
Truly a great interview and a voice among many that really needs to be heard.
It truly is, and it's going to take all of us in this fight. Up next, a couple of QU programs are preparing to compete in the middle of a pandemic. We take a look at that.
Soccer is a physically demanding sport that often results in a tie. Student life comes with its own demands, and often it feels like the losses outnumber the wins. Sometimes you just need someone to listen. It's comforting to know our Quincy team extends beyond the field.
You have to make it your cue for you to do what you love.
Starting a program in the middle of a pandemic? First-year bowling coach Nick Bohannon of the bowling program is hard at work to find athletes and build a program. 4 girls and 3 guys on the respective programs, while 5 is the minimum number to compete. Recruiting challenges with the pandemic have forced the program to recruit on social media and on campus. Could you be the next member of the bowling team?
Regardless of skill level, we'll take them and try and help them develop and see where it leads. But yeah, it's definitely on the guy side, we could use a couple more.
The program starts competition in the winter. Coach Bohannon has received interest from frequent student bowlers that enjoy the QU bowling nights, and anyone that is interested can contact Coach Bohannon at bohanni@quincy.edu. Last week, graduate and first-year head tennis coach Ethan Arns joined the program. And this week, we let you hear from a few of his players. Senior Eric Weiler talked about the team's competitive environment as they prepare for the season.
Whenever someone's better than you or even on par with you, it like raises the mental as well as the physical. And so like the matches can be really competitive and also like really fun as well. So hopefully we do really good this year.
In Eric's last dance with QU tennis, he wanted to make sure he did all he could in his off time to prepare for the season.
I spent most of my money and I bought a ball machine, and I trained for hours and hours on that. I got into some yoga, I did some running as well, but I don't know, I just kept trying to do what I can.
This Saturday, QU will hold its first scrimmage at 1 o'clock at Reservoir Park. The ladies will travel to Truman State the next day for their first match of the fall.
On last week's show, we sat down with brand new QU tennis coach Ethan Arns. We chatted about his playing days, his acclimation to his new role, and the disqualification of Novak Djokovic at the U.S. Open. As part of that conversation, I asked him who he liked the rest of the tournament. Here was his response.
Obviously, I would have picked Djokovic to win the tournament, but I got a good feeling about Dominic Thiem. I think this is his year. In the last few years, he's made several finals, so that's my pick.
So how did his prediction pan out? Well, Thiem would reach Sunday's championship match, taking on Germany's Alexander Zverev. It was a slow start for Thiem. He got down early. He falls behind 3-3, 7-6. Congratulations to Thiem, and congratulations to Coach Arns for looking like a genius.
Man, I mean, we'll have to consult Coach Arns and for our future predictions, won't we?
I would say so.
Yeah, but Coming up next, we take a trip into the not-so-distance vault.
My major here at Quincy is exercise science, human performance, and basically that is going to set me up to get certified in strength and conditioning and personal training. So ultimately what I want to do after college is put my personal training career off to the side and join the military. For this upcoming summer, I have the opportunity to join the platoon leaders course. And basically what this is for the Marine Corps, it is Officer Candidate School. It's a 10-week program in Quantico, Virginia. And if I get accepted, I leave on June 1st and I will train there for 10 weeks up until August 10th. My initial physical standards, and that consists of a 3-mile timed run, 2 minutes to perform as many pull-ups as I can, and 2 minutes to perform as many sit-ups as I can.
Officially underway and no Division II football going on, we thought it would be appropriate to wind back the clock and take a look at some of the top moments from last year for the QU football team.
That's right. We put together 5 moments and counting them down from 5 to 1. So let's not waste any time and get right to the countdown. We start things off with number 5. We selected this moment from the Lindenwood game back in October. This game wouldn't result in a Hawks win, but boy, was it a fun one. October 26th, the eventual GLVC champs, Lindenwood, coming to QU Stadium, and quarterbacks Cade Brister of Lindenwood and Andrew Runn of Quincy were slinging it all over the yard at QU Stadium. The two combined to throw for 7 touchdowns and almost 700 yards. The Lions would get the better of the Hawks 33-27, but it was one heck of a ball game and one of the games of the year.
On to number 4, during that same game, the Hawks' Chris Poindexter with one of the catches of the year. Hawks facing a 4th and 10 late in the game. You saw it right there. Run tries to hit Poindexter over the middle, and Poindexter goes up to make the grab, takes a shot, and hangs on. There's another look right there. Lindenwood's Drew Sears absolutely lays out Poindexter, but Poindexter hangs on. An unbelievable catch at number 4.
We've now reached the midway point in our countdown. At number 3, October 19th against Southwest Baptist, Andrew Runn puts together a 5-touchdown performance against the Bearcats. Rundy threw for 350 yards and 4 touchdowns to 4 different receivers, and then ran for another 39 yards and another score. He was named GLVC Player of the Week for that performance, one of the best games of his career.
But we say one of his best games because of what he did during the final game of the season against William Jewell. In his final game as a Hawk, Run threw for a school record 486 yards and set a new Hawk single-season mark with 3,151 passing yards. And as you'll see in our number 1 moment, the Hawks needed every one of those yards.
That's right, Will. Our number 1 moment from the 2019 QU football season, facing a 4th and a mile, down one with just over a minute left. Run sends one downfield for Brandon Gaston. And Gaston, how the heck did he come up with that one between a slew of Cardinals defenders? And Ossie Calhoun right here would eventually punch it in. That would cap off a 47-42 Hawks victory on Senior Day. Man, was that fun or what?
Man, it was fun. And Shane, we'll have more fun coming up after the break. Cards, Cubs, and the Bears, so stick right with us.
college shouldn't be as hard as understanding fine art. Use the resources here at Quincy University. We're here to help.
Finding your passion is easy at Quincy University. Whether you're pursuing a bachelor's degree or looking to go even further, at QU, your professional and academic future is bright. 40 undergrad programs include moments that become experiences, connections that become careers, and relationships that become lifelong support. We want you here. That's why we work hard to ensure that a Quincy University education is affordable. Let us help you put together a plan. Visit discover.quincy.edu to get started.
The Cubs offense came alive on Sunday, exploding for 12 runs and a victory over the division rival Milwaukee Brewers. But the offense wasn't the story. The story was Alec Mills, that guy right there, a 22nd round draft pick in 2012 and a former walk-on at the University of Tennessee at Martin. Mills was in complete control. He retired 11 Brewers hitters via the ground ball, struck out 5, and kept the Brewers guessing all game long. And what's even more impressive, Mills carried a no-hitter into the 9th inning, and with 2 away in the 9th, Mills would get Jace Peterson to ground out to shortstop, and with that, Mills becomes the 16th Cubby to throw a no-no. What a moment for Mills and the Cubs. And oh, by the way, they're still atop the NL Central and in prime position for the postseason in a couple of weeks. The team the Cubbies are trying to hold off in the Central, the Cardinals, were in action against the Reds on Sunday. The Cards didn't quite get the start they absolutely wanted out of Carlos Martinez. Top of the second, Brian Goodwin is going to launch a homer right here, just down the right field line, hits off the foul pole, and that ties the ball game at 1. Now top of the third, Cards on top 3-1. Eugenio Suarez is going to sky this pitch from Martinez a mile into the air. Left fielder Austin Dean can't find it. He loses it in the sun, and it drops right in front of him. 1 run scores to make it 3-2. Martinez would strike out 8 in this ball game, but he only lasted 4 innings. Bottom of the 5th now, 4-3 Redbirds. Harrison Bader pulls a base hit through the left side. Matt Carpenter comes across the score to make it 5-3 Cardinals, but unfortunately for the Cardinals, the wheels would come off the wagon in the late innings. 5-5 in the 7th. Jose Garcia swings and misses at a pitch from Andrew Miller, but he gets by, and Tyler Stevenson scores to put the Redlegs on top 6-5. Top of the 8th now. Suarez, man, has this guy torched the Cardinals as of late. He smacks this pitch from Jake Woodford into the Cincinnati bullpen, and the Reds extend their lead to 8-5, and they wouldn't stop there. How about some insurance? To the 9th we go. Aristides Aquino is going to jump on a 3-0 fastball from Nabil Krismat and demolishes this baseball to right center and way out of here. Make that 7 unanswered runs for the Reds, and they would go on to win by that same score. The Reds take 2 of 3 on the road from the Cardinals, and with the Cubs win, the Cards fall to 4 games out of first place at an even 20-20.
Back to the gridiron as we head to the Motor City for the Bears at the Lions. Late first half, DeAndre Swift punches it in from a yard out, his first NFL touchdown, and the Lions take a 13-6 lead into the locker room. Third quarter now, same score. Second and goal from the 4. Matthew Stafford rifles one hand to his tight end TJ Hawkinson for the score. The Lions extend their lead to 20-6. Late third quarter now, 23-6 Lions. But the Bears on the move. First and 10 from the Lions 41. Check out this grab by Allen Robinson. He lays out and snags it out of midair to get the Bears into the red zone, and the Bears would capitalize later that drive. Third and goal from the 2. Trubisky throws it up to his tight end Jimmy Graham, and that's just too easy. The Bears finally get in the end zone, and the comeback is on. Just over 3 minutes to go now. Same score. Trubisky rolls to his left and finds Javon Wims in the back corner of the end zone. And just like that, it's a 3-point ball game. Ensuing drive. Lions facing a 3rd and 6. Stafford's pass is batted up in the air, and Kyle Fuller comes up with the interception and possibly the biggest play of the game. And the Bears would take over with 1 timeout and excellent field position. First and 10 from the 27. Trubisky lofts it up, you see right there, to Anthony Miller, and Miller hauls it in. What a throw and catch. And the Bears take the lead and hold on to win 27-23. 3 TD passes for Trubisky in the 4th quarter.
One future Hall of Famer matched the current one on a certain list in a certain sport. We will take a look at that right after the break.
taught him how to hit a baseball, how to hit a receiver, the strike zone, the net. You taught him how to hit the upper corner. You even taught him how to hit the open man. But how much time have you spent teaching him what not to hit?
Albert Pujols, the machine, or just Albert. Whatever you call him, we'll all be calling him by 3 words in the very near future: Hall of Famer. And Pujols added to his legacy on Sunday with this 2-run blast in the 8th inning of an Angels victory over the Rockies. This homer was number 660 of his career, tying him with the great Willie Mays, the Say Hey Kid, for 5th on the all-time list. And of course, this home run comes in a big spot late in the game to give his team the lead. Now, Will, we both grew up in the St. Louis area watching Albert put on a show at Busch Stadium, 2 Busch Stadiums, in fact, for all those years. So many great memories of Albert wearing the birds on the bat. But when it's all said and done, what's going to stick out to you about Albert?
Well, what sticks out to me is he brought us so much joy. I mean, I don't know how much time we have, but for St. Louis fans, a couple world championships, that's huge. He's one of the greatest hitters of all time. You can make an argument for the 10-year stretch he had in his career, hitting .330 and over 100 RBIs and 30 homers. I mean, that's the greatest 10-year span any hitter has ever had, and you just saw with the records that he had. I mean, I just got goosebumps even watching him do that, because he brought us so much memories and those world championships, as we are big Cardinal fans.
And one of those world championships in 2011, that 3-homer game, that's always going to stick in my mind against the Rangers. And actually, I was at Busch Stadium for his last game at Busch Stadium for the Angels last year. I mean, chills, I tell you, I'm getting them right now, chills. It was incredible to see, and what a career he's had, and he's destined for Cooperstown, no doubt. First ballot Hall of Famer.
Indeed, indeed.
Well, that's all the time we have for QUTV News this week, or QUTV Sports this week, rather, for Will Conerly. I'm Shane Hulsey. Stay safe, stay well, and we'll see you next week. Take care.